We are recording now, guys. So listen up, please. If you don't have your calculator out right now, don't worry about it. Okay, we still got lots of time. Now, just to make sure. All right, like I said, we're just going to go ahead and knock out 61. All right, I think it should be this quick, guys. I think it should be this quick for you. You should be masters of lines. All right. Now, it says write the equation in slope-intercept. All right. So now, let's practice. Right here, guys. Everybody's looking up. I don't want you doing all the work to find the slope. I'm wanting you to use your mental math to tell me that the slope of the parallel line is what? Tell me. No. No. Stop talking. What's the slope? Tell me. 3/5, guys. Slope of the parallel line is 3/5. Now, why is that? Because you have to put this line here in y equals mx plus b. You have to put that equation in y equals mx plus b. Is everybody with me? Mm-hmm. Now, look, on a test, obviously you're not going to do that, right? You don't have to do that. I'm showing you right now, practicing your mental math is super important. And I keep trying to tell some of you, please don't sit and not understand what I'm saying. All right? I want you to speak up. I want it to be as easy for you as it is for me. All right? So now when we look at this, I need y equals mx plus b, right? So that means the y's got to be by itself. Does everybody agree the y is negative? Yes. So I throw it over and now it's what? Do I care about the 10 at all? No, because I'm only interested in the slope. So then I have to have one y, so that means I divide everything by 5. So that's how we got to 3/5. Is everybody okay with that? Any questions? All right, so now let's write the equation. And the equation is what? Y plus 6 equals 3/5 x minus 1. All right, is everybody happy with that? Is that my final answer? No, it's not, because it's not written in the right form. So I have to distribute the 3/5. Now, is everybody comfortable with 3/5 x? All right, so now let's practice our fractions, guys. Come on now, please practice your fractions. Does everybody agree this is going to be a negative 3/5? And then we're going to subtract 6, right? Well, 6 is how many fifths? 30. So your final answer is? Negative 33 over 5. Now, again, you can say, come on, slow down a little bit. Karina. I don't get that. Okay, so you ready? So I'm doing 6 over 1, right? Yeah. Common denominator is 5, right? Mm-hmm. So I multiply this by 5. Okay. There you go, right? All right, that's perfect. That's what you're supposed to do if you're not 100%. Tell me. Because 3/5 times negative 1, kiddo. Oh, okay. You with me on that? We distributed the 3/5. Hannah, how are you doing over there? You good? Okay, come on now. Everybody. Anybody have any questions? Reed, you good? All right, guys. Let's keep it up. How's my homeschool guys? You good? All right, I like that. All right, here we go. Let's check out. We did 63 already, so now I'm on 65. Write the equation of the line that's perpendicular and passes through that in standard form. Now, I want everybody in here automatically. What is that right there? What's 0, negative 1? The what? Y-intercept. If you forgot that or you didn't know that, you need to write yourself a note. That's the y-intercept. It's going to make the line graphing or writing the equation super easy. So now, I want everybody to write slope of the perpendicular. What's the slope of the perpendicular? Negative 7/4. Now, it's easier because we know the y-intercept. Just go ahead and write it in slope-intercept. All right, so right now I have y equals negative 7/4 x minus 1. Anybody have any issues? Anybody have any issues with that?
Well, isn't the y the negative 1 and the x is 0?
This right here, I want you to make a note for yourself, Harris. This is the y-intercept, which is the b value in y equals mx plus b. I didn't use point slope this time.
But then how'd you get the x minus 1?
How?
Oh, my bad. I see it. Sorry.
See it now, right? All right, perfect. All right, here we go. Now, we're going in standard form. Are we allowed to have fractions? So I should just go ahead and multiply everything through by what? 4. 4y equals negative 7x minus 4. How's that? Is that okay? Now, standard form, again, Morty is reminding me, ax plus by equals c. Thank you. So now I'm just going to move the negative 7x over, right? Because we want the x to be positive. 7x plus 4y equals negative 4. If you know that, you're in great shape, really good shape. I don't think it's that hard. Everybody good? All right, let's continue on. Let's knock out 67. Write the equation line that is perpendicular. Okay, so now we're practicing our mental math. What is the slope of this line right up here? Come on, someone. Olivia. 1/5. Beautiful. Anybody have any objections to that being 1/5? Anybody? So now, bless you. So now we have the slope of the perpendicular would be what? -5. And now we're going to choose what form? What form? Point slope. Why do we choose point slope? Because we have a point and a slope. So everybody should be able to quickly write that as, who's going to write it real quick? Morty, good. Y minus, thank you.
Equals -5 x.
Beautiful. All right. Now we're trying to get it into y equals mx plus b. Right? So now y equals, come on, -5x, right? Now what's -5 times 4 or -4? 20, but then I have to add 2 plus 22. Yes, ma'am. Wrong. Because why? This has to go over, and then I have to divide by 5. 1 divided by 5.
Oh, I forgot that it had.
You with me? No. Everything is good as long as you know, right? That's what we're doing right now. I don't understand why some of you'd rather sit there and not ask me a question now and fix it. Fix the problem. It's easy. All right, then make yourself a little note there. Everybody's good, right? All right, over and over. Why is there so many problems? Because it's so important that you're good at this. All right, here we go. Let's look at 69. This is a good one. It says, write the equation of a line parallel. Well, I want everybody to look at x equals 3. What type of line is that? Vertical, thank you. So the only line that's going to be parallel to a vertical line is a vertical line. So the answer is obviously x equals, you guys are brilliant, thank you, right? X equals -4. How did I get that? Because that's the x value of this point. Is everybody understanding that? Do I need to draw anything or do I need to show anybody anything? All right, guys, that's pretty good, pretty good. All right, let's look at 70. Write the equation line, parallel. This is a what type of line? Horizontal. So if I'm parallel to a horizontal, it must be? No, I need a equation. Y equals 7. Come on now, that should be pretty good for you. Y equals 7. Everybody happy? All right, let's check out next. SAT problems. Question 73. A line passes through the origin and has a slope of 1,7. Which of the following points lies on the line? All right, guys, come on. Think it through real quick. And then, who is going to give me the answer? AC, tell me. Why D? That's exactly correct. So it goes through the origin. So I plot a point. Then what do I do? Yeah, if I go up 1 and over 7, this is 1 and this is 7. So now what am I going to do? Do that again. So I'm going to go up 1 again and over another 7, which is this point right over here. And so that is beautiful work, 14-2. Thank you. If you saw that real quick, I'm really proud of you for that. Again, these are right off the SATs. All right. Anybody have any questions? Come on now. I can't tell you these are the important ones because these are things you have to think about. It's not just asking you a direct question. Any issues with that? All right, now we're going to kind of do 74 and 75 together just because it's from the same, okay? So here we go. Now, I don't like this, so watch what I like to do with Notability. Watch what I can do. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to copy. I'm going to slide this up. I'm going to paste it here, crop it a little bit. And now I can blow it up and I can see better. Does everybody see that? That's why I love Notability. All right, you can easily fix things. All right, so I need some help. What does the C-Intercept? I've never even heard of a C-Intercept. What are they talking about? What are they talking about here? Tell me. Right. See, it doesn't have to be called the Y, right? Does everybody see that? Right? It's just this is the C-axis. All right, so what is that called? Does anybody know the answer? Olivia, what are you thinking? It is definitely A. All right, I'm really proud of you for that. All right, that's a good one to get. All right, so the Y-intercept, or in this case, the C-intercept, we always say is the initial. Now, why do we say it's the initial amount or initial whatever they're talking about? Because that's right. And the first one we say in this case is when t equals 0. All right, that's why they call it the initial. All right, the initial is always when you're starting at 0, what's going on. All right, does anybody have any questions with that? Okay, so now someone's got to tell me, ooh, I know everybody missed this one. Everybody, what's the equation of that line? Now, before you tell me, and you're so proud of yourself, you should be careful. Charlie, somebody said B. Bo knows.
I thought that it was also B.
I thought it was also B. Uh-oh. Karina?
I thought it was C.
I thought it was C. Watson? B. Jude, give him the answer.
I don't really know.
Uh-oh, I don't really know is not a very good answer, but thank you. Tell me, Mr. Wilson.
It is B.
Oh, confidence here. I like this. Mr. Wilson, I like it. So we agree that the y-intercept is 5. Does everybody agree with that? So I know it's not A, and I know it's not D. So now I just have to find the slope. Reed, tell them how silly they are. You just go up what?
Up 3 and over 4.
Up 3 and over 4. Who agrees with Reed? You guys are all the big losers for the day. Loser. L on your forehead, please. Yeah, you changed it because you saw everyone else raising their hand, Bo, because you're weak, all right? You don't want to stand on your own ground. Morty, explain to us how that is incorrect.
I thought it was B.
Wow. Uh-oh. Mr. Stoffer's always got the answer. Go. Why is it not up 3 and over 4? Stop. It's not A. Oh, my goodness. Process of elimination, Stoffer. You are a genius. But no, we're going with Mr. Varner today.
Because for B, if you take 3/4 of 1 and add 5, you're not going to get anywhere near 8. That's why it has to be C, because 3 times 1 plus 5 is 8. And that works for everyone.
You just broke my brain. Mr. William.
Because the time is spread out into different.
Look how dumb this problem is. Very good, William. Right, so look right here, guys. This is a common theme on the SAT. This is not really math. That's why I'm mad. Right, does everybody see? Up 3 and over 4 is technically correct. But when you go over 4, you're only going over what? Isn't that dumb? So every time when I give you SAT questions, you've got to observe the axis. You've got to understand the axis. They modify the axis so it's easy to make a mistake if you're not paying attention. Is everybody with me on this? All right, so again, everybody put what? Everybody put B, and everybody is what? Wrong. Correct answer, yeah, except Bo with his convictions. They are C. All right, they are, the correct answer was C. Yes, I was gonna too. I was gonna. All right, here we go. I want number 73, or not 73, but 77. All right, 77 should be straightforward here. Somebody said B. Is everybody happy with B? That's straightforward. I find that hard to believe that was an SAT question, but it was. All right, yes. For you, Morty, I agree. All right, here we go. Oh, this one's a nice one too. 79. Everybody take a quick look at 79. Read it carefully. All right, everybody take a look at 79. Okay, so now I want to highlight 61. All right, what is 61 called here? The what? Slope. Exactly correct. It is the slope. All right, it's a well-disguised problem, but it is the slope. All right, so if they're asking you about the slope, then it must be a what? A rate of change. Is everybody with me on this? Right? So is it the population? Is it the value of K when the population is 48? Is it the difference between the population in 1962 and the population and the population K years after 1962? And then let's read D. The average decrease in the population per year. Yeah, because that's a slope, guys. And for those of you guys who quickly said no, I need you to make sure you understand that. That is a slope, correct? So what does this mean? 61 just means it's decreasing by what? 61 every what? Every year. That's what that means. All right, everybody needs to know that. All right, if you're not sure, you can raise your hand and I can try to show you a little bit better maybe. All right, but that is definitely a slope. The average decrease in population per year, that's a slope. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at 81. Okay, so now we're going to review how to use your calculator to do the line of best fit. All right, so here we go. Grab your calculator. If you don't have your calculator, it's not working. Don't worry about it. Just write the steps down maybe. All right. It says the scatter plot above shows the total number of home runs hit in Major League Baseball in 10-year intervals for selected years. The line of best fit for the data is also shown. Which of the following is close to the difference between the actual number of home runs and the numbers predicted by the line of best fit in 2003? Oh, well, we don't really need a calculator for this. I was thinking it was a different question. All right, this one's super easy. All right. Come on, guys. Sorry, you don't need your calculator for this one. All right, so all we have to do is look at 2003, right? Now, that right there is called the what? That's the predicted, correct? That's what you use a line of best fit for, to make predictions. This point up here is the what? That is the actual. That's the actual. Right, that's all we're doing. So now we got to take a look at this. All right, so if I'm looking carefully at this point right here, it's about right there. Does everybody agree with that? And then I'm trying to pull this one right over here. Right, it's more than 500. Does everybody agree with that? So it can't be this one or this one. No, yeah, it can't be 850. I think that's a little bit too much. Does everybody agree? All right, so hopefully you see it's C. All right, hopefully you see it's C. Okay. All right, yeah, we got lots of good SAT questions. Here we go. So I'm just going to keep going down with 82. I think these are the important ones. I want to spend time on these. All right, the table above shows selected values for the function. What is h of 8? All right, so now I'm going to show you how to write the equation of the line with your calculator. All right, so here's what we can do. Everybody go. So I'm going to write the equation of the line. And some of you are like, well, it's not really that difficult. You're right, it's not really that difficult to write the equation of the line, but I still want to show you how to use your calculator, okay? So here we go. I want everybody to hit the stat button on their calculator. All right. Now, after you hit stat, there's a list of things we want to edit. So hit edit. All right. Then L1, L2, L3, L4, L5. We only want L1 and L2. Now, if your calculator doesn't have L1 and L2, we just have to reset your calculator. But L1 is going to be the what? The X values, and L2 is going to be the what? Now, you don't delete a list, you what? Clear a list. If you delete, the L1 will go away. All right, you clear a list. If you want to clear a list, what you do is you take your cursor and move it over L1, hit clear, and then hit enter. And it drops down and it clears it, if there's something in your list. All right, what? Memory, second memory. And it's at right, you see it, MEM. It's bottom right, up 2 buttons, I think. And then you just hit reset, which is, I think is like number 7. All of them, I don't care. Doesn't matter. You don't play games on your calculator, so. All right, you good now? And then go stat and then hit edit. And you should be up. All right, here we go. So now L1, all right, we're gonna do X. I want -1, 2, 4, and then under L2, I want 1, 7, 11. All right, is everybody good on that? All right, now what I want everybody to do is I want everybody to go to stat. I want you to go over to calc, and then you're gonna go down to line reg. All right, it's called the linear regression line, all right? And for some reason, they have like AX plus B. I just think that's a mistake. A should be what letter? What should A be? M. A should be M. All right, then once you hit that button, you just hit enter all the way through, and it'll tell you the equation. And somebody tell me what the equation is. Y equals, is that right? Y equals 2x plus 3, right? Everybody happy with that? Come on now, if you're not working it, it's something on the test, right? I'm going to be expecting you to do it on the test, right? So you have to know how to use your calculator. And we learned it last year, so it's a review. All right, now they want h of 8. So what do I do with that h of 8? What does h of 8 mean? All right, good. I'm reviewing functional notation. I want everybody to write this down. When x equals 8, y equals question mark. That's what h of 8 means. H of 8 means when x is 8, what's the y value? So now what do I do with this x value right here? Plug what in? 8, thank you. So what's 2 times 8 plus 3? So correct answer is B. Correct answer was B. Now we just did a whole lot of work right there, a whole lot of work. And again, I'm expecting you to be good with that. All right, so again, I'm saying I wrote down all the work here and all of the information you need to know for your calculator. All right, so I'm expecting you to be able to do that. All right, any issues? And we're going to practice because there's some more. Yes.
Like when you have the answer, you write all it down. How do you figure that out? Can you just click on the button?
Second quit. Hit the second button, and then the quit button is right. You see it now? All right. Now, just for practice, even though everybody look at 83, everybody should be able to look at this and tell me what the answer is, but we're just going to type it on the calculator, okay? Is everybody with me? All right, so again, just for practice, here we go, guys. Stat, and then edit. And then I said you do what to your list? Clear the list. Now, do you really have to clear the list? No, because you can type right over them if you want, all right? You don't have to clear, but some people just like to clear the list. And then again, do I have to type in all the points? Just the first two, that's right, because that's how you determine the equation of a line. All right, but if you want to choose 3, I always tell kids to choose 3. That way, if you type one in wrong by accident, you can see that it's incorrect. And what is the answer, guys? And let your calculator do the work. So the answer is what? Answer is B. Now again, I'm going to show you how we should know that, right? We can just do that. Is everybody with me? But I want your calculator to do some work today. All right, is everybody reviewing that? How to type those in on your calculator. And if you're not typing on your calculator, you're just getting behind, okay? Because I'm expecting you to do some work on the calculator on the test. All right, I think that's super duper important. And again, like I said, these are all right off the SATs. Anybody have any questions? All right, now let's just do this mentally, guys. Look up, please. So does everybody agree here the change in X would be 10, right? And the change in Y is about what? 10. So what's 10 divided by 10? So that's the slope. Does everybody agree? The slope is 1, right? So right off the bat, I'm showing you process of elimination. So I know it's not that. Does everybody agree? Now, it's easy to see it's not A because that just means if X is 5, Y is going to be about 5. Does everybody agree with that? So that's not the answer. All right, so that problem wasn't that hard to do, right? But I wanted to show you how to use the calculator. All right, here we go. What? I'm listening. Go. Good for you. Who else got a question? Sam, you good? All right, let's look at 84 real quick. The graph of the equation above in the xy plane is a line. What is the x coordinate of the x-intercept? So what's true when you want to find the x-intercept? Make the y 0. Thank you very much. Super important. The y value is 0. So we're using our mental math. So the x would equal what? 1/2. Now again, remember what I'm asking you guys. We're kind of going fast. All right, and you're always allowed to slow me down. And you're not allowed to sit there and say, well, everyone else knows it, but I don't. So I'm afraid to ask. All right, please speak up. Go. Y is 0, right? So this is 0. Right? You see what I'm saying, right? Yes.
How did you get it to 0?
Because listen to me, by definition, and this is what's on the test that everybody makes a mistake on. So I'm trying to make sure you understand me and hear me. X-intercept, if I'm looking for the x-intercept, what is true?
Why?
Right, if I would have just said to you, what's x when y is 0, everybody get the question right. Right? You just plug 0 in for y, right? But they ask x-intercept because they know most kids don't remember the x-intercept when the y value is 0. You with me now, right? So I just plug 0 in. And when you plug 0 in, of course, this value becomes 0. And so it's just 4x equals 2, right? Everybody happy with that explanation now? All right, let's knock this out. 85. All right, and the xy plane above represents the relationship between the height in feet and the base diameter for the cylindrical columns in ancient Greek architecture. How much greater is the height that has a diameter of 5 feet than a height that is 2 feet? So here I'm at, right? The x represents the what? Yes, thank you, whoever said that. The x represents the diameter, right? So here's 5, and here's 2, right? So then we have the difference, which is just, and again, I'm trying to draw this out so everybody's clear. So that would be 35 for 5, right? And then the other one would be what? 14. I'm not sure why that's so hard, right? Correct answer is what? C. Right? That wasn't bad. Everybody good? Yes, ma'am. Well, because it's telling you in the equation, the relationship between the height, h they're telling you is the height, or the y value is the height. So this is the height. And then it tells you measured, the height is measured in what? In feet, and the base diameter x. So the x values are the what? Diameters. Right? Yeah, you're just gathering the information from what they're telling you. All right, is everybody good now? All right, guys. And like I said, you're going to see some of these on the test. So, all right, here we go. Let's knock out 86. Okay, someone quickly tell me, what is 1.88 called? The slope. All right, so I want everybody to write down slope. And then I want you to write delta H over delta L. So what does H represent? In the word problem, what does H represent? The height, right? Does everybody agree with me? It represents the height. And what does L represent? Length of what? Yeah, that's right. The femur length. Does everybody agree with that? So 1.88 So the height is going to change 1.88 for every what? 1 inch change down here. All right, come on, guys. Everybody needs to be able to do that. So is everybody with me? Now, what does the mistake most kids make? They say 1.88 L, and they automatically just say that's the change in the length of the femur. But it's not. The 1.88 corresponds to what? The change in the height. This over 1 is the change in the length of the femur. So the correct answer is what? Now, I'm asking you, is it A or B? 32.01 is just the y-intercept. That's out. The approximate femur length, the slope is not a length. The slope is a change. So it's not that. So the question is it C or D? The approximate increase in the man's femur. Tell me, Hannah. D, thank you. Definitely D. Why? Because it's the increase in the man's what? The 1.88 is the increase in the man's height. The denominator is the femur. And the femur, we already said, was 1 inch. Come on, guys, look how simple I can make that for you if you paid attention. All right? 1.88 over 1. The 1.88 refers to the height. The 1 refers to the femur. All right, that's a brilliant question. Hopefully you understand. All right, 87, what does this say? Which of the following is a graph of a system of equations with no solution? Which one has no solution? Confidently, D. Someone else. Olivia. Don't change your answer. Tell us. What are we talking about? I am a failure. Who said A? Why? They're parallel. A solution is when they intersect. A solution is when they intersect. So how many solutions does 87 have? Or 87A? How many solutions does A have? No solution. How many solutions does 1 or B have? 1 solution. What about C? Infinite number of solutions. And D? There you go, guys. I'm happy with that. All right? Everybody good? Another really great review problem. All right, the last two. All right, in the XY plane above, line M is perpendicular. So I need to figure out the what? Slope. All right, so what is the slope of this line? Someone tell me. Go. I think that's correct. Does anybody else get that? Up 3 over 5? Is that good? Simon? 4 over 5, so let me double check me. Is it 3? Okay, thank you. You got to be careful. All right, so then the slope of the perpendicular would be what? Negative 5/3, right? Because we are mental giants, everybody should be able to tell me, is it A, B, C, or D without doing any work? What is it, Brady? C. If you said C, you are a what? You are a loser.
I didn't say C.
All right. Bo, let me guess. You were going to say C, but
No, I wasn't gonna.
because Brady said C, you know he's always wrong, so you just jumped off that boat, right?
No, I
Uh-oh. Charlie.
it's B.
Charlie.
No,
What are you talking about? D.
B.
Tell him. Oh, confidence here. A. What are you talking about? I'm looking for a slope that's negative 5/3. Move the X and divide by 3. Negative 5 over 3. Correct answer is A. Come on, everybody should be able to look at that and say the slope is negative 5/3. For B, you should be able to say that slope is positive 5/3. For C, you should be able to say that slope is 3/5. And for D, you should be able to say that is negative 3/5. Come on, you should be able to do that rather quickly. And if you can't do it quickly, let me show you. Sam. I'm not moving it. I'm changing it into this form, y equals mx plus b. Are you hearing me? No, I did not. I subtracted 5 and then divided by 3. Let me go slow. Here, watch. And you'll see it's really simple. Right? Now, technically, I should move this over also, but do I care about the y-intercept when I'm looking for the slope? Right? So 3y equals negative 5x minus 3. Y equals negative 5/3 x minus 1. Sam? Does that make sense or not? Come on.
Yeah.
All right. Remember, it's important, guys. I don't care. We just got to fix it now. I'd rather fix it now than on your test. All right. How's that, guys? Everybody's good with that? Sam, you?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Let's try this one over here. Oh, this one's nasty. All right. This one's nasty. Okay, now listen to me on this one, guys. Again, we're going to use our calculator. We're trying to find the line of best fit. Now, in order to find the line of best fit, let's go. I want everybody up here. Look up, look up, look up. All right, now I'm looking at this point right here. That point looks pretty good exactly on the line. Does everybody agree with that? So I know one point is 180, 70. Does everybody agree with that? Now I'm scanning. All right, so I'm taking this point and I'm moving up and down trying to find another good point. And I found another good point right there. Does everybody see that? Right? And so that point is 320, 100. All right, let's go, guys. Write the equation using your calculator. Write the equation using your calculator. I need everybody to be able to do that.
Mr. Straw,
Yes.
how do you do scatter plot again?
What?
How do you do the scatter plot again?
You hit the stat button, and then you hit edit.
Oh yeah, that.
Under L1 and L2 is the X value and the Y value. And then you go stat calc. All right, so somebody tell me, I'm not even gonna do it. What is the correct answer? Tell me. Oh, be a little, come on, man. Just tell us the answer is what? We're definitely saying C. Uh-oh. Do we disagree? Uh-oh. Morty, what did you get? A? A? Brilliant. Thank you, guys. Please, let me show you something, guys. Let me show you something now. I always like to tell kids when I make a mistake, and this is the one of the SAT questions that I missed because I thought I was smart. I'm telling you, on standardized tests, they're designed to fool you. So I want everybody to look up. And here's one of the most common tricks that's on the SAT test. Look, please. The y-intercept looks like about what?
Oh, it starts at 60.
Right, starts at 60. However, that is not the y-intercept. The reason it's not the y-intercept is because the x value is not 0 there. It's what? 140. This is the most, it's frustrating when you take a standardized test. It has nothing to do with math. It's just them laughing at you because they started not at 0. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? So if we want to find the origin we would actually take this line and we'd have to draw it way over here somewhere. Does everybody see what I'm getting at now? Come on now, you have to look up there and you have to see what I'm talking about now. If it's not making any sense, you need to let me know. This 140 should be a 0. If that's a 0, then she is correct. 60 is the y-intercept. But it's not 0, therefore it is not the y-intercept. That's how they're just, that's why I never, when I'm doing the SATs, I never trust myself anymore. I'm so good at the calculator, I can just type the numbers in the calculator and look at the answer. And the calculator is always correct if you type in the data correctly, right? So now, again, you would normally be right, but not in this situation. The correct answer is what? A. It's such a nasty problem. Very nasty problem. Yes, sir. Shh. How do you what? You go up to L1, right? And then you hit clear, and then you go down, and it should clear it out for you. Do that, right? You could also just type over them. All right, but again, clearing is better. Not deleting. Deleting removes L1. All right, so we don't want to do that. All right, so I feel really good about today, guys. Listen, I'm really happy with you guys. This is obnoxious for this reason. It's this important, right? If there's a weakness, you need to get on it, right? I'm expecting you to be brilliant with writing the equations of lines, all right? So your number one focus for me is to finish the few SATs that we did not do. And then, you know what I'm saying, guys? I overdid it here. All right, but I want you to scroll through here and pick a couple problems that you may have an issue with and make sure you're good. And then tomorrow we're going to come to class. I'm going to review the few SAT problems because those are the important ones and make sure you know how to get those right. And then I'm just assuming you guys are good. Oh, and these problems right here, right? 48, 50, those problems are important. 46 is important, 44, and then, you know, the other stuff is old material you should know how to do. But listen, your job is to come in tomorrow and say, if there's something you don't know about parallel, perpendicular, standard form, slope intercept, point slope, you got to let me know. All right, is everybody with me? Yeah, just do a couple problems. Make sure you're good. Flip through. But I want all of the SAT questions done, which means those are all the multiple choice problems. You with me on that? Those are the important ones. All right, and then, like I said, I shouldn't have made it so many problems, but I wanted lots of practice for those of you guys who are not 100%. All right, my homeschooler kids, hopefully you guys feel good about today, man. Hopefully you guys are doing well. All right. And I will see you tomorrow, guys. This video will be posted here in a moment. All right, you guys, have a great day. Take care, guys.